Hello and welcome to About 6 Acres. I'm Juana.
And I'm Nick.
And we are in the classroom checking on our freezer.
We're just looking at what chickens we have left from our last batch of processing.
We've been doing batches of about 25 to 30 chickens. And as you can see, we're down to maybe 10 left, which is really nice, but at the same time, we just want to make sure that we manage our
stock.
Yes, exactly. So we do have some beef here that we purchased locally from, actually our neighbor has cows, and so next to us is his pasture, and we like to support local, so we do have some beef that we've purchased from him, and the rest of the stuff is just whole chickens. So these are from last year. Hopefully, come March, we'll have another batch.
Yeah.
So given all of that, what we are going to be showing today is just a little bit of our chicken, and it was supposed to be for date night, but instead it wound up being just a very yummy dinner.
It's good.
It's good.
We're going to have some garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, some Italian seasoning, and salt. I'm going to mix together, and I'm going to mix it with some oil, and then we're going to rub it on the chicken, inside the chicken, and let it sit back in the fridge. So this is all eyeball. Fun fact about the paprika is we grew some peppers, or shishero peppers that we had. We just dried them and ground them and made our own. Italian seasoning, about that much salt. And that'll be our little seasoning rub. Some olive oil. I'm going to be taking our pasture-raised chicken and rinsing it off of the baking soda brine that we had. So I'm going to just rinse it off a little bit, and then we're going to pat it dry and put it in our pan. I think this chicken, we're going to cook it tomorrow. We're going to marinate it now, but I took it out of our baking soda water brine. And the reason why I do the baking soda again instead of the salt water is salt water tends to draw the moisture out of the mussels, and the baking soda doesn't do that. It keeps the moisture inside. It just sort of helps break down some of the tissues and the fibers and really open that up. So now when I add the seasonings, those seasonings can penetrate. And again, I have my seasoning here that I mixed with olive oil. I'm going to apply liberally in the inside and on the outside. But before I do that, I just pat dry the chicken. And again, it's not going to be totally dry, but as we leave it in the fridge with the marinade, that'll sink in to the mussels. Once I season it all, I'll put a small little rack, and that'll put the chicken on. Just so drippings can go down in, but you don't need to do that. You can put it directly in the pan, but this helps get a little bit of the underside a little crispy too, since it's not directly on the pan. So try to get as much moisture as you can off. That'll help get the skin nice and crispy. Again, you don't want to boil your chicken unless you like that, unless you like boiled chicken, but we're gonna do a little roast chicken. And we have, so when we process our own chickens, you can do this cool little cut of skin here. I believe it's like a French cut or something like that, where you can then take your legs and put them through that little piece of skin to sort of act as a natural tie. Let's get to getting messy, applying our seasoning. So it's sort of like a paste almost. Get the inside first. And you can brush it on. You can wear gloves if you want, but I wash my hands afterwards. Make sure I don't touch anything. And I like using paprika a lot, especially on roasted chicken, because then it gives that, when it does roast, it gives it a little darker color to it, which is good. It's yummy. And if you want to make your own paprika, Grow some sweet red peppers, any type you want, dry them out. Once they're dry, then you just, can form them into powder. You want to do it with hot peppers too. And that'll work. So rub it on well. Go into the neck cavity too. And then tomorrow what I'll do is I'll add some butter underneath here. That always helps crisp up things. Push some of those seasonings in there, into the underside of the skin. And that should do it. Get some underside. That's why I like doing it in the pan, because if it falls on the bottom, you just rub it on the bottom. Got those. And I don't put anything inside the turkey or inside the chicken. Sometimes if I have like rosemary or aromatics, I'll put in there. Or if I do a lemon pepper chicken, I'll take some lemon slices and put those in. But now I'll take my rack. And sometimes you can tuck those wings, but leave them in the back there. Good stuff. And then just make sure you clean your counters well, clean your hands well. Use your elbows to turn on the water. And that's it. We'll cover it and put it in the fridge overnight and cook it tomorrow. Gonna grab our chicken that we had marinating in the fridge, and I'm gonna set it out on the counter to get to room temperature before I roast it. I'm gonna keep it covered and just keep it on the stove. That way when it comes to room temperature, it'll be ready to roast. Getting ready to put in our pasture-raised chicken to cook in the oven. Got 4 pats of butter underneath the skin, drizzled a little bit more olive oil, and put some Italian seasoning to coat. Now we're ready to cook. I'm gonna cook it uncovered for about, it's a 6-pound bird. So we're gonna cook an hour and a half, and I'm gonna turn it to 325, have it on convection roast so it moves faster, so I can turn it down to a lower temperature. We finished dinner eating our pasture-raised chicken, and I've cut off a lot of the extra meat that we'll put away for leftovers. And so right now I'm just picking off little pieces. And what I'll do with this, the rest of the carcass, is probably just boil this down to make some broth out of it and discard it. But it was really, really flavorful. Super yummy. And all we have is a leg, part of the breast left, and then the little pieces. There's 2 medallions in there. Those are really good. Medallions come right there. Those are like candy, chicken candy. So thank you for watching. And again, as always, you are awesome and you are loved. Until next time.